The cool evening air in downtown Portland carried the familiar scent of rain and fallen leaves. At a quiet corner table, outside Caf Bellecourt, David Harrison sat alone, watching the city hum with its usual rhythm, people heading home, lights flickering on, laughter from nearby tables. At 6, David had learned to value these small pauses between meetings, moments when the noise of business faded and life simply happened. His half-eaten plate of pasta sat untouched, his appetite having dwindled over the years, much like the ache that lingered since Patricia's passing 2 years ago. He glanced at his wristwatch, a vintage Rolex Patricia had gifted him for their 25th anniversary, and smiled faintly at the memory. The board meeting wasn't until the next morning. Tonight, he had nowhere to be but here, quietly existing among strangers. That's when he noticed her. A young woman approached the cafe's outdoor seating area, moving carefully as she cradled a small baby against her chest. The child was wrapped in a hand-knitted blanket, her tiny fingers occasionally slipping free. The woman's blonde hair was tied back, her clothes clean but worn, the kind that told silent stories of long days and harder nights. She paused near the entrance, eyes scanning the tables with a mix of hesitation and hope. When her gaze met David's, he saw something beyond need, a quiet strength. "Excuse me, sir," she said softly. "I'm sorry to bother you, but I noticed you didn't finish your meal. May I have your leftovers?" David had been asked for help before, but never like this. There was no manipulation, no pity in her tone, just honesty. "Of course," he said, rising from his chair. "But why don't you sit down instead? I'll order you a fresh meal." She hesitated. "I don't want to intrude." "You're not," he assured her gently. "Please, have a seat." She sat, adjusting the baby with care. "I'm Christina," she said after a moment. "And this little one is Lily." David smiled. "I'm David." When the waiter came, David ordered a new plate of pasta, some bread, and a cup of tea. "You shouldn't have to settle for leftovers," he said warmly. Christina's eyes glistened. "You don't have to do this." "I know," he replied, "but I want to." As they waited, Christina shared bits of her story. She'd come to Portland 6 months ago, escaping an abusive relationship. She'd found work at a diner, but when it suddenly closed, she lost her only income. For now, she and Lily were staying at a women's shelter while she searched for something stable. "I've got a job interview tomorrow," she said quietly. "Housekeeping at the Marriott. It's not much, but it's a start." David listened in silence. He thought of his own daughter, Sarah, safe in Seattle with her family, and wondered what he would hope for if she ever found herself in Christina's shoes. When the food arrived, Christina ate slowly, one hand always resting protectively on Lily. David found himself reflecting on the countless fancy dinners he'd attended, none of which had ever felt this meaningful. "How old is she?" he asked. 4 months, next week," Christina replied, smiling softly. "She's been such a trooper through all of this. Sometimes I think she knows we're in this together." David chuckled. "Babies know more than we think. My daughter was the same, wise beyond her years." They talked for hours about family, about loss, about dreams, still waiting on the horizon. Christina spoke of wanting to finish nursing school one day. David told her about the foundation he and Patricia had started to help families in crisis. She always said, he recalled, that everyone deserves a second chance. As the evening wound down, David took a business card from his jacket and wrote a number on the back. "Call this tomorrow," he said. "Ask for Helen Martinez. She runs our family assistance program. They can help with housing, childcare, even job placement." Christina stared at the card, her voice trembling. "But, what, you don't even know me?" David smiled gently. "Because someone once helped me, a stranger who believed in me before I believed in myself. That kindness changed my life. It's time I return the favor." Tears welled in her eyes. "Thank you, truly." Before she left, David asked about her interview time. 10 o'clock, she said. "Perfect," he replied. "The manager there is an old friend. I'll give him a call, not to promise anything, just to make sure they see what I see, a woman of strength and character." 6 months later, a letter arrived at David's office. It was from Christina. She'd gotten the job. With the foundation's help, she and Lily now had a small apartment. She was taking night classes toward her nursing degree. Enclosed was a photo of Lily, smiling, bright-eyed, full of life. In the letter, Christina wrote, "You reminded me that asking for help isn't weakness, it's courage. And you showed me that kindness still exists in this world. I hope one day I can do for someone else what you did for me." David folded the letter gently and placed it in his desk beside Patricia's photo. That night, he called his daughter. "I've been thinking about something your mom used to say." He told her that everyone deserves a second chance. "But I think she forgot one part. Sometimes, giving someone else a second chance gives you one, too." As he looked out at the Portland skyline, David realized that what began as a simple act of generosity had rekindled something long dimmed inside him, the quiet joy of connection. Because, in the end, kindness isn't a transaction. It's a bridge. And every time we choose to cross it, we bring a little more light into the world. This story is a gentle reminder from Whispers of Kindness that grace often begins with the smallest gesture, and a single shared moment can change lives forever.